marketing, entrepreneurship, and all things small business. You're listening to the Jurassic Marketing's Triceratops. Now, here's your host, Justin Miller.
Right, we're wrapping up this year. We're on the downhill.
We are. It's holiday season.
Still working though. Still working
hard. Episodes being churned out almost in record numbers.
I know. We've always, since we started the podcast, made kind of a joke out of it, and like in our ads for it, we're like, new episodes weekly when we feel like it.
Yeah, see, now that's changed. I mean, it's still when we feel like it, but it seems like we're much more consistent than we were before.
It's been pretty much weekly.
We'll get to our 100th episode in sometime early first quarter of 2026.
Knocking on
Yeah, really.
wood,
Assuming that we don't go to like a quarterly, we'll record quarterly.
Or we'll record 8 of these and the software will crash.
That could happen. Yeah, no, that's true.
No, but we're going to talk about what happens when things go wrong. But a very specific episode today. It's called Don't Let the Dinos Down. It's what to do after the phone rings.
Sounds like a disco song.
Don't let
you know what I mean?
I can hear the beat
or
of
a trance song maybe. With Mark Imperial on the ones and twos.
That's right. He might be listening. You never know.
He could be.
Never know.
Shout out Mark Imperial.
Yeah. Chicago DJ. All right. So we are talking about what the difference between success and failure often is not what goes in the mailbox. So a lot of people think that the job is done when somebody calls, and it can't be further from the truth, actually. A lot of times, more often than I would like, I should say, we will send very similar campaigns to multiple companies in the same industry, and one's a smashing success and the other hates us and says direct mail doesn't work.
Dramatically different results.
Yep. And the question is why? Knowing that the piece is pretty much the same, we swapped out the company name, a little bit of what's unique about the company, but the main points are following the proven outline. So what on...
So you're trying to tell me without telling me that it's the follow-up on the back end when people actually call?
Sometimes.
Okay.
More often than I want it to be. What happens after the phone rings is the deciding factor. And it sounds like a blame game. And depending on what order we release these podcasts, you're going to hear an attribution one that goes into attribution a little bit. But often it comes down to that. X person says it's working and Y person says no. And how do we rectify the difference between it's working, it's not? Joe Smith is running this campaign, it's working, John Smith is not. So we have this wonderful tool on some campaigns called call recording.
Ooh, okay.
And as much as I hate to admit it, we can do a great job and still no money comes in.
Okay.
And we did this recently. We were auditing a particular client, figure out what on earth is going on with this campaign. And we listened, we go into the call logs. He got calls. So that's like a victory for direct mail. We made the phone ring in a time when the phones don't ring. If you're wondering what we're supposed to do for you at Jurassic Marketing, that's it.
That is it.
If you want to take us out of it, if you're wondering what an ad is supposed to do for you, it's supposed to get the contact coming in, preferably as a warm lead that's easy to close. But guess what? If you don't answer the phone right, if you're unprofessional, if you don't show value to the person calling you immediately, you wrecked everything that marketing just did for you. We're into sales mode now, and you can screw that up. So we're listening back, and hopefully this person's not watching the podcast, but we're listening back to the recording. And how do you think they answered their phone? I don't even want to say what industry it was, but it's professional service industry.
I would hope they would, hello, this is Joe Blow Industry. I'm Kevin.
What if they just stop at hello?
Hello. Then you immediately feel like you just dialed the wrong number.
Does that give you good vibes? Yeah.
No, I'm who did I really call?
Yeah. Well, and I think the caller said something like that. I thought this was a business.
Ooh. Yeah. It's not good.
We do a lot of work to build referral relationships. and a relationship's gone before it started. So it's trust building. It's like we get the phone to ring. That's about it. We got them to start out. Now we got to build trust. So let's talk about some common issues that I don't want to say people screw up, but some tactical things that you can do to make sure that this does not happen to your business. And in some way, shape, or form, it probably is. So how the calls are handled, how the responses are handled is a big deal. And there's a lot of things to look at. And the first one's what we talked about earlier. It is no clear branding or call answering script. And it can be basic.
Hello.
Yeah, no, not hello. I mean, you can say hello, but you better follow it up really quick with, this is Justin at Jurassic Marketing.
What do you
How
want?
can I help you?
What do you need?
I'm kind of busy right now.
I'm really busy. I hope you don't. You got a lot of money to spend? Yeah, that could be a problem.
Let's just put the answering machines. Please leave your card number after the beep.
Yeah.
If you think that's how it's going to go.
There you go. Yeah.
That's not how this is going to work. Tonality is important. They like the sales guys have always trained, you can hear a smile through the phone. I believe it. I think that's true.
Yeah.
And people don't take that moment to breathe before they pick up the phone. And I don't care if your business line's forwarding to your cell phone. That's okay.
Yeah.
But respect that that's a business call, and let's take a moment. Let's group ourselves. I think it's probably bad if you answered going down the road on your phone in your car, unless you got a really high-end one. But so no inbound script, no branding on that. We'll call it unfriendly tone.
Okay.
And probably unprofessional is a better word, but no lead capture process. So let's say we did all that right.
Okay.
Someone calls in. We answered professionally. We got past that hurdle. We were friendly. And we get them talking. And they're talking about their problem. If we failed to capture that caller's information, we failed on that call. Now, there's like, what's the next step is important. You need to know that when the call comes in. What do you want that marketing call to do when they call in? Let's take tree service companies because they're one we solve as well. Let's say they're calling in looking for an estimate. The goal of the call better be to schedule the estimate.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if we failed at that, we failed the entire campaign and wasted our money up to that point.
And you wasted your time on the phone talking to someone if you didn't bother to get that up.
Yeah, I would hope the business owner's more upset about the $2, $3, $4 grand they spent advertising to make the phone ring.
You would think.
Maybe not. And I guess a lot of people we work with, they might be answering the phone themselves. Some companies are, some aren't. We deal with a variety of size clients. But let's take you personally out of the equation, and let's think if you hired an employee to answer this call, what would you want them to do?
Okay.
And if you hired an employee to do this, like, first off, you probably should be recording the call. And you got to disclose it. Like, different states have different laws. Let's just err on the side of disclosing the call's recorded. When I call a place and I get this call may be recorded, does that change how I interact with the person? Like, no,
not really.
I mean, we're so used to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna hang up now.
Yeah, I think we're used to the surveillance state.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how many cameras are in this particular room right here between cell phones. There's probably 12 cameras in this one room right here.
Yeah.
No one cares. So go ahead and have that disclosure on the call before it's recorded. Actually, if you use our call tracking services, it discloses before it rings to you. And then it also whispers to you when you answer the phone that, this is a Jurassic Marketing lead. So you've been clued in that, I spent money to get this call to ring, like the call whisper told me, and you can answer appropriately at that point. But you need to have the call recording in place. It's cheap. As a business owner, it allows you to audit staff and process, right? You can spot the bottleneck real quick. And this is like an embarrassing exercise if you've never done it, is to set up call recording on your lines and actually listen to some of the calls. Because everyone thinks that they're going better than they are, then there's always room for improvement. It allows you to train based on real data instead of gut. So yeah, my team's doing great.
That makes sense.
I mean, there's trainers that do this live in
Yeah,
seminars.
yeah.
Who is brave enough to have me call your company and see how it goes? And some idiot raises their hand. And 90% of the time that call is botched.
Yeah.
It's not what they think it is. So you can train based on real data. Guess what? The compliance probably goes up too. If the staff knows that the call is being recorded and looked
that's
at.
probably true.
But I mean, the crux of it is we get to figure out what the issue is. Do we have a marketing problem or do we have a sales problem? Did the direct mail or pay-per-click or SEO lead, is it a bad lead or did we screw up in the sales process? And this is important because it allows the business owner to know where to put resources. It's like whack-a-mole otherwise. I'm throwing money everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like whack-a-mole with dollar bills.
Well, don't you find that there are some businesses, though, that don't even want to acknowledge that there might be a problem?
Hopefully not.
Wait a minute.
I think the bigger problem is if the owner is the problem.
Yeah.
I would think if they've grown to a team of any scale, they might not want to deal with the problem, but they should probably know where it's at.
It's a huge problem, though, when you're getting leads and the marketing's working and you're turning off those people because either the person answering doesn't really know, they're not following a script, it's almost like they're bothered. I want to get back to whatever I was working on before you called.
Yeah, well, look, the leads are probably only getting more expensive as time goes on.
Yeah.
And I don't care which media it is.
No. I mean, everything is. And I don't know. I have my business lines forwarded to my cell phone, but mine doesn't whisper to me like your ASMR line does, evidently. There's an incoming call for Jurassic Marketing. But I know because I have when it shows up on my caller ID, I'm like, oh, it's a photo booth call or it's a DJ call.
Yeah.
And I immediately am like, hey, I'm going to take somebody's money right now. Let's talk. What's your? It is to me, it's easy. I don't know why this would be difficult. I know what I'm going to talk about. I know where I want to try to lead them. I mean, granted, I sometimes will get a little bit down a rabbit hole with a client, and they're like, "Whoa, you're having a great day. We're just having a conversation about my entire wedding." Yeah, but now I know what you're doing. I know your other vendors, and
look, you dug straight into the build rapport, diagnose stage. The error usually happens way before that.
I often will get that. Boy, you're going to be easy to work with. Well, I hope so. I mean, but building rapport for me is a lot easier than for some people. It's just.
If your solution's painful, business is going to be tough.
Yeah.
And I don't care what the service is. Yeah, some are more complex than others, but let's try and make the experience enjoyable.
None of mine are earth-shattering, but it's if you don't want to have a terrible wedding reception, then let's talk. I mean,
that's the new headline.
Yeah.
The ad headline. I probably ran some that. Honestly, don't want your wedding to suck. I had a headline I never ran in that business that I really wanted to. And it was a follow-up for leads that kind of went cold.
Sure.
It was the third follow-up piece. And the headline was, "Can this marriage be saved?"
Oh, nice.
I didn't actually run that. I wanted to test it. I mean, what do we have to lose? At that point, they'd already been through so much marketing and we'd given up on them. So I thought maybe we could get attention with that. And if they had a sense of humor,
sure,
it might have worked.
They might, yeah.
So somewhere on a hard drive somewhere you have that.
I probably do,
still.
yeah. That's funny.
Because it was kind of an escalating series of letters as they ignored the
You disarm
the
people. When you can be genuine and you care about and I think what you're, back to your original point, if you actually sound like you have your shit together when you're answering the call, they know you're a reputable. They know that you can take care of what they need.
Yeah, well, I guess I just blew past the first hurdle of answering the phone.
Yeah.
This seems to be a problem for some businesses. Answer the phone.
I find more and more when I call places that I don't even get to a live person. I have to leave a message. That blows my mind.
So that
during the workday, I don't want to leave a message unless you're so busy.
Yeah, you better have a very unique service.
You better be super busy, otherwise I'm going to call someone else.
Well, look, I don't know if I told you, I'm having those permanent Christmas lights installed on my house.
I've been thinking about it,
and I did some outreach. I think the first inquiry I did was a web form for a company.
Okay.
I think maybe from a Facebook ad. So I originated at a Facebook ad. I filled out a web form, and it was okay, in the web form promised in a couple hours, we'll be able to use Google Maps and give you an approximate price.
Okay.
You want to know what happened after I filled out the web form?
Nothing.
Literally.
Nope.
No outreach.
Zero.
Nope.
That I can't understand that. You don't want my business.
I understand. It's probably a busy time of year.
No, but then stop running ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't advertise, because I have thought about buying those lights too, because I think they look super cool, but I don't want to put them up myself.
Well, you can't. So the ones I want are like the dealer ones. You have to go through an
Okay.
electrician that's a dealer with territories.
You're going all in.
Yeah, not the Sam's Club ones.
No, yeah.
They look all right, but
yeah.
So the first one, nothing. So then a week or two goes by, and I'm like not as hot to buy this product now, which is a complete like. It's
like a buzz.
It's frivolous money.
It's not
something I need.
Yeah. Then you're rethinking about whether or not you want to waste that money.
And then, TV ad comes on for a different electrical company.
Competitor. Yeah.
Different electrical company, different product line. There's a few of them, very similar service. I'm like, okay, these guys are running money on TV ads. Surely they got their follow-up crap together. So
strike two.
Almost. Near miss.
Ooh.
Okay, so my expectations are low based on the first vendor.
Sure. Yeah.
So this one, did I have to call in or did I go online? I can't remember if I called in or went online. I think I went online. Filled out the form. It promised very similar follow-up action again. And there was no email within a couple hours. I believe after a few days, I got a call back.
A couple days.
And it was, let us schedule an in-home estimate. I'm like, well, that doesn't exactly match the marketing, so we got a little mismatch.
Okay.
But thankfully, your competitor irritated me enough that the bar is low now. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're in one of those industries where people can't even call back, you gotta you gotta overheard a one.
Yeah.
So we schedule that, and they come out, and the sales rep does fine. It's the easiest sale he's probably ever had because I already did all the research. I knew about how much it was going to cost. Kind of ask him, I'm like, so why'd you come out? Big enough sale to them that I guess it's probably worth it. Or people don't do their homework, so they don't know what they're getting into, and it's probably a harder sale. Mm-hmm. But so many hurdles, and you know what? If I didn't close or if I got annoyed because it was a 3-day follow-up when it was supposed to be a few hours and they didn't get that sale, what would they say? They would say the TV ad didn't work.
Yep.
Or the Facebook ad didn't work.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. And no, it's because they screwed up the follow-up.
I think it's a lost... so many business owners probably don't even think about it until we started talking about it today. You just automatically assume the marketing isn't working. That's the go-to. Like something's not working. Let's change the copy.
Yeah, and you can, and the calls may get better or worse. But
it's such an interesting twist on it on the back end. People often think, well, it's just going to rain money. It only rains money if you can follow through and actually please the client.
I think that. The ads, there's nothing fancy about them. And a lot of the ads we run here, there's nothing fancy about them. It's to get the phone call, just to take that next step. Their TV ad didn't sell me on, like, buying the lights, all right?
Yeah.
That's I suppose the rep may have been prepared to have to do that. Like, there's a whole spiel. We got a 10-year warranty, and, I'm factoring how many times up and down the damn ladder over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I already did all that.
Yeah.
I was a lay down the sale. They just had to.
You're already planning on like what color combination you're going to do for Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
and
just
St. Patrick's
short of
Day.
downloading the app.
Yeah,
right?
you're like ready to start designing colors for the holidays.
I had like an upper limit that if this quotes this much, it's outside of the realm of what we're going to do because that's not in line with my research.
Yep.
And then I'd be forced to call another one or give up. But yeah, I mean it's all in what happens after the lead is generated.
Yeah.
There is so much money in the leads that have been generated, even internally. We had this conversation with our sales team. I'm like, okay, we have beat our list of leads to death over years. They get emails, they get direct mail. The sales team continues to call them and just keep churning through like the existing leads because it's more fun than going out to cold leads.
Yeah.
And they're telling me they still think there's money in that list. And people have been on there for years and years and years. Like the money is made after the lead comes in. Mm-hmm. All right, so tactically.
Is there a statistic that tells me the quicker I respond correctly to these people, my close rate goes way up?
ChatGPT would be happy to make one up.
I'm sure.
But yeah, there are plenty.
in theory,
I don't know one off the top of my head. I've seen them. And I'm not even saying you have to be lightning fast.
Yeah.
Like when the web form promised me like a quote in 2 hours, I'm like, oh, that's a bold claim. Like, I was going to be super impressed. Like, I think that was, like, unnecessarily, Yeah, and then they failed on the claim, which makes it worse.
If they had
but-
delivered in 90 minutes and they were 20% higher than the next guy, are you so impressed that you still go with them?
Well, the next guy wouldn't have even had a chance to respond yet.
So you would have just closed at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't calling multiple bids for this thing. We're talking, it's like a couple grand.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I wasn't going to screw around a half day and have people come out and all this. I was kind of wondering why he was willing to come out anyway. You know, I don't know how much commission you got on here. I understand there's probably a good markup on these, but
Oh, yeah.
it's just unnecessary. All right, so backing up to answering the phone. Had I called in, here's what I'd expect. A, if someone answers, they identify the business. They're friendly, so we need like name, contact info. And here's what we're trying to get out of them. So to the next step, what information? We need their name and contact info. We need like some pain points and what they're looking for. Like if we fail to figure out why specifically they had called, then we failed there. And we want to make sure that we get to the next step, whatever that is.
You can't leave them
Now
hanging.
you might filter some, like maybe it's a shitty lead. Like
Yeah, I
it's
mean, there might
okay.
be some that aren't worth it. I find that all the time. I'm like, I'm just going to quote you right now because I know you're not going to book me. I don't want to have to go through the whole process with you because I know you're not a client that is going to book me. But
Every once in a while you get surprised doing that. But-
that is true. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't just send you away. But
Yeah, but what are we doing? Are we trying to schedule consult? Are we going to do that right on that call right now? There's no right or wrong for that, but we need to have like what our ideal outcome is, what our backup outcomes are.
Okay.
And then just like don't assume. So a lot of times if a sale goes awry, like here at the agency, and sales team comes and wants input, I give them questions. I'm like, well, why'd they say this? Did we know this? Did we know
they
this?
probably hate that. They hate that.
Well, I'm sure they want the answer, but
Yeah.
the answer lies in the question that wasn't asked to the prospect because the prospect is the one that has the answer. I don't have it. And then it's just being confident in the process, whatever your process is. Again, there's no right or wrong, but let's have a process. Let's follow it. Let's be confident about it, and let's be consistent. And then we can figure out if the marketing brought the wrong lead or not.
Okay.
Like people are not prepared for that. And if it's staff needs trained, retrained. Like, what are we expecting? What's the expectation? How are you going to be graded on this? How are you going to be rewarded for this? Frankly, is probably a better approach. I'm more like whip than carrot, unfortunately. But so train them. You know, let them listen to some of the calls if you really want to tell them that you're taking this seriously. So once a week, grab a call. Watch the call once a week as a group and listen to a call recording of an inbound call and have the team critique how they did on the call. I assure you how their tone will change, how they interact with people will change, and the calls will get better if you start doing that because they don't want to be the one called out in front of their colleagues here. So one call a week is a good place to start. And then if you have something that's an anomaly, just role play it. Like, have someone else play prospect. And I'm not talking about like mystery shopping. Like that's another thing you could do, but like just internally, let's role play it.
Yeah.
You know, you probably will be more difficult than the prospects were anyway. Everyone's more difficult on themselves.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
technology real quick. We're about out of time on this, but technology to do this, there are infinite call recording solutions. CallRail is probably one of the most famous ones. We have some premium tracking services here if you want to inquire here that tend to be cheaper than doing it on your own because we have enterprise level accounts that we tie you into. But start getting your basic stats down. You know, a lot of people stop at call count. You know, like if you stop before that, you really should be tracking more. You should have at least call count, but you know, move it one step further and get to call recording. Bottom line, don't let the leads go extinct at the front desk. Like, don't let them go extinct. The money is in what happens after that. You know, the advertising and marketing can only do so much. At some point, it turns to sales, and that really is either when the inquiry comes in through website, email, chat, or telephone. So don't go extinct. Make sure we're handling them appropriately. I realize on the surface this seems like a very simple topic to talk about for 24 minutes.
But in so many ways, the most simple things are often the ones that are just not executed.
This is life or death for the business.
It is. I mean, it's your pipeline of people that want to give you money.
Yeah. Or at least considered it.
Well, yeah, they're close enough that they want to talk to you about it.
Which is harder and harder to get people to do. Like we're getting more and more antisocial. We want that DoorDash dropped off at the. Don't hand it to me.
Yeah,
drop it off at the door.
Leave it and then go away.
So they're probably not just going to come to you and leave cash at your doorstep. So let's fix the inbound. Let's get it going. There are businesses that can help you do that as well. I can help you track it. We don't really get into coaching on how to do it, but maybe we'll have one as future guests. So. I think that's it for this episode. Hopefully your holiday season, your December is going well. Check in next week. We got another. We need a word besides doozy. We got a dinosaur theme.
We have a doozy coming up.
No, what do we need?
Barn burner.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
another roaring good episode.
Yeah, really,
coming up after.
Absolutely awful ways to describe next episode.
Yeah, just click the next button.
Thanks for listening to the Triceratops podcast. Be sure to subscribe and leave your comments. For more information on how Jurassic Marketing Direct Mail can help grow your business, visit JurassicMarketing.com.